Welcome to Thrive Podcast, where every week we dive into a practical, tactical tip to bring you from a life of simply surviving to thriving. It's personal development for the everyday girl who is done with coasting through her days, done with feeling like she's missing out on the deeper meaning of her own life, and done with mediocrity once and for all. I'm your host, Erica Gwynn, and since approximately forever, I believed in having it all. Because what the heck fun is having cake in front of your face and not being able to eat it too? I'm a multi-passionate girl, and narrowing down was never my strong suit. God bless my parents who let me try every sport on the list, even at the same time, until I found out what felt right for me, which didn't happen until I was a senior in high school. I strongly believe that while you are enough as you are right now, you're not finished. If you've got a growth mindset too, I'm sure you already know that there is so dang much out there to learn and do so that you can be the best you for your family, your friends, your coworkers, and yourself. It's up to us to choose to step outside of the survival box that we can too easily and too often slip into. A box of familiarity and mediocrity that can keep us caged in and comfortable, and into a space of newness, a fresh stomping ground where we have the space and a place to truly thrive. Lucky for you, you already have it in you what you need to succeed and what you need to go from merely surviving to vividly thriving in your everyday life. Whether you're the CEO of a Fortune 500 company or the CEO of a household of 5 crazy, adorable kids. Speaking of kids, I've got one of those. Olivia Grace is almost 11 months old, and she is the fiercest, feistiest nugget who loves wild adventures and peanut butter. She was also born 2 months early, spent 73 days in the NICU, and had an NG feeding tube for 6 months. And I almost died at the end of my pregnancy with her, so I'm sure the OG will be inspiring many an episode to come. I've also got a pretty cute husband, Jamie, who thinks he's got a second career coming as a stand-up comedian, and 3 rescue cats, Moose, Pumpkin, and Percy. Okay, back to this whole survive versus thrive thing. I once read an incredible description of the difference between the two from a psychologist named Dr. Ellen Albertson. She said, survive means to continue to live or exist, especially in spite of danger or hardship. Thrive, on the other hand, means to prosper, be fortunate or successful, to grow or develop vigorously, to flourish. Like, whoa, what a difference. And I think it's such an important difference to point out because it's something that we all face at some point or another in our lives. We've all been through something that maybe threatened our ability to thrive, heck, maybe even our ability to survive. We've all experienced heartbreak, be it through bullying or a breakup or the death of someone we love. We've all experienced sadness, whether that sadness was a moment in time because of something or a deeper depression because of nothing and everything all at once. We've all experienced pain. Everyone you know is fighting some kind of battle inside, and you have no idea how close someone could be to thriving again or how close they are to barely hanging on and barely surviving. But I believe that regardless of the hand you've been dealt, you can find your own personal place of thriving beyond simply surviving. You can create your own joy and appreciate your own blessings, even amidst the seemingly endless devils and trials that try to take that all away. And you can do better today to feel better and be better tomorrow. All it takes is a simple perspective shift. Whether the glass is half full or half empty, the volume inside is exactly the same. So, why thrive? Well, because for years I was afraid to do exactly that. I was in a comfort zone I didn't even know I had. I had the chaos of my own life on repeat, forgetting that I already had the tools in my toolbox to make change and edit my own life accordingly. The worst part was that I had grown comfortable in the wrong kind of uncomfortable. My survival looked like this. Constantly waking up feeling tired. Not really eating all that healthily or truly taking care of myself. Looking like a tornado ripped through my house basically always. no time for me, no time to work out, no time to read a book just for fun. Heck, sometimes no time to just enjoy my shower with some solid pampering. Moping around the house, crying over all of the things I wished were different, whether that was my body or my job or my marriage or my house or whatever. I was somehow always busy, but I wasn't really being productive. Well, at least not the kind of productive that would move the needle in my business or further my faith or get closer to goals. And because I had gotten really freaking good at being busy, it always felt like I just couldn't possibly have the time and was therefore just stuck in a cycle of suck that I didn't know how to break free from. All right, since we're friends now, can I be honest with you? Half the time, I didn't even realize that I was in just survive mode instead of thrive mode. But I was just getting by. And girlfriend, if there is one thing I know for certain in this life, it's that it is too dang short and full of too much potential to just get by. So let me level with you for a hot sec. I've never been rich. I've never gone viral. I've never had famous connections, a book of answers, or some secret sauce to success besides a daily diet of elbow grease and Jesus Christ. I am just an everyday gal who started a blog called Coming Up Roses in my college dorm room back in the day. And I started it because I felt totally alone. I always loved to write, sure, but really I was in a pretty dark place. I craved community. I craved connection. I craved a safe place to create whatever the heck I wanted to create in the hopes that other women might stumble upon it on the internet and feel not alone too. And now here we are, because sometimes it's just nicer to hear your girlfriends instead of read their texts or posts on Instagram, right? So I hope you'll pour a glass of your favorite Cab Sav or a mug of the best coffee you can find and hear me out. But beyond that, I want to hear you and turn this one-way microphone into a two-way conversation and dialogue between friends, all in the spirit of thriving together. They say you become like the 5 people you hang out with the most. Well, who says your people have to be in your office or in your neighborhood or at your Bible study or in your Pilates class? Because I say we should hang out. How does every week sound? Here at Thrive, we'll be talking about anything and everything that you need to get from that space of just surviving to your own personal place of thriving. We'll chat practical, tactical tips and how-tos that you can make happen right away, because ain't nobody got time to wait around for tomorrows, and some days don't exist. We'll review our pasts, plan our presents, and prepare for our futures so that we can confidently say that we are truly blossoming and flourishing because we're done with barely getting by. And while oftentimes it'll just be me showing up in my sweatpants to chit-chat in your earbuds, sometimes I'll bring in the people who have most impacted my own life, who I know will impact yours too. For years, I was living my life afraid to be 100% myself, and I didn't even know it. I was always looking for validation from other people that my dreams, my goals, my ideas, my whole self was good and worthy and enough. And that is just so wrong. You don't need permission from anyone. But just in case you're sitting there feeling like I did, like there's the worth police that's going to knock your door down if you're not living on their terms or by their standards, let me be the first to say that here you have permission to be yourself. Permission to show up authentically, transparently, vulnerably. Permission to dream. Permission to thrive. Let's thrive together.